Yngvars saga víðförla, also known as sagan om Yngvar Whitfarn och hans son Sven, is a legendary saga said to have been written in the 12th century by Oddr Snorrason. The tale tells of a Viking expedition to somewhere in southern Russia, probably the present-day region of Georgia in the Caucasus. Description: it describes what was the last Viking campaign in the Caspian Sea, in 1041, adding much legend to the historical facts. This expedition was launched from Sweden by Yngvar the far-traveled, Yngvar Whitfarn, who went into the land of the Saracens, Sörkland. There, they apparently took part in the Battle of Sassyredi in Georgia, 1042. Publication history: the earliest extant text is dated to the early 15th century, and is thought to be an Icelandic translation of a Latin text, now lost. The Latin version may have been written by Oddr Snorrason at Thingeyjarkloster in the years preceding 1200. In 1920 Finnur Jonsson only attributed Olaf's saga Tryggvasonar to Snorrason, but the authorship claim has gained more acceptance over time, with the attribution to Oddr the Wise now thought to be the same as Oddr Snorrason. Key arguments for the attribution were made by Hoffman 1981. One such was that both Oddr and Oddr both mention one Gizurhulsson as recipients of Olaf's saga and Yngvar's saga. The story was published in 1762 by N.R. Brockman, Stockholm, as Sagan om Yngvar Whitfarn och hans son Sven, the saga of Yngvar Whitfarn and his son Sven. Physical and historical evidence. See also, Yngvar runestones. There are many Yngvar runestones raised in commemoration of warriors who died in the raid, mostly in the Lake Mälaren region of Uppland in Sweden. A stone to Yngvar's brother indicates that he went east for gold but that he died in Saracen land. Evidence both archaeological and literary is convincing for a Viking, or Rus, presence in the Caucasus and or Caspian region in the period dated in the tale, as well as substantial circumstantial evidence that may directly relate it to the events in the tale, including 11th century Arabic sources. The interchange between Scandinavia and Russia, as well as a Rus presence, both trading and mercenary, in that region, and in Byzantium, in the period was substantial. Some scholars have attempted to identify the saga with Viking, Rus, journeys to Byzantium in 1043, not the Caspian in 1041, or even with Rus raids on emirs of the Caucasus between 1030 to 1033. The Georgian chronicles confirm the presence of Varangians, Norsemen, in the area circa 1040, though the dating is not completely precise. The chronicles give more details on the activities of a small army of Varangians, and those similarities can be drawn with the saga. A direct association between the two records is not certain, and a very selective interpretive reading is needed to get the two to fit. Larson 1986, further analyzed the two historical accounts. He saw no reason not to conflate the two accounts, finding chronological order matches between the saga text, and likely infer a journey to Georgia, and the historical events, and suggests that the alternative of the Georgian account referring to another Viking expedition is relatively unlikely. One argument for the theory that the journey was to Byzantium, and not the Caspian, is supported by references to fire being used against their ships and the knowledge of Greek fire by the Byzantines, which is recorded to have been used in such a way in 1043.